Hey guys, just wanted to do a update video on the Deity Slate, the SL-1. I just wrapped my first feature a little over a week ago, using it every day, and I just wanted to fill you in on my thoughts and opinions and things that I think could be better and things I do like. So let's start with the things I do like. First of all, the battery lasts a really long time. I think I got over 2 weeks of filming, and I just let this die eventually. I think we made it 12 days, but we had about 10 or 11-hour days every day on our feature somehow. So I would aim for charging this after a week and a half or 2 weeks, and then you're good to go. Next thing I liked, the settings update pretty instantaneously with the app. So you can see here's a slate. I'm just gonna sync this to, which it's gonna sync it to itself. Let's sync it to the time. There we go. And as you see, it's already updated super quick. And yeah, also the screen, super nice, super bright. I had this all the way up because we had one of the English sticks over the faceplate, which was really nice, but this was bright enough to still light through that pretty well. All right, next thing I want to talk about the screen. It's super easy to navigate. The little scroll wheel, super easy to use. Now they just came out with an update for at least these. I think this also got an update, but I haven't had a chance to do that yet. It's really nice having the battery indicators on both batteries. You have the little scroll wheels, super similar to these. Easy to use, and I like that. And then the other thing is the charging situation is awesome. So, being able to hot swap these or just plug in a USB-C cable right here and you can charge this thing up. I didn't time it. I just did it overnight with all my other batteries, but good to know. And as you can see, this is, which I'm not sure if the AC was more rough than most ACs. I don't usually look at my gear after I give it to other people because it bums me out after I see what all the crap they've done to it. Considering this is literally the only job this has been on, but I guess that's normal. Already somehow scratched this screen pretty bad, which whatever. Try not to get too upset about it. So that's the good things. I feel like it's a solid slate. I like the build of it. Now let's get into the things I don't like as much. First of all, I use Zaxcom Nova, and I have one of the TC1s running timecode to my mixer so that I can just hit one button, sync everything, and be done for the day. This sometimes does not sync well across all devices. So if you watch here, I'll hit sync all on my iPad. We'll hit the time, and then we'll hit sync. And this time it worked. A lot of times you'll get 1 out of 4, or 3 out of 4, or 0 out of 4. And you have to do it like 5 or 6 times, and then it'll jam. I'm usually pretty close together like this. I'm not sure what causes that, but it's really annoying. Hopefully they can fix that in an update, I assume. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing. Battery B. This one, for some reason, sometimes just disconnects on me. Like it'll just not show up on the back screen. Which it's working now. As you can see, the green light indicates that it's showing, it's there. Let me unlock that. Yeah, see, it's there. There was a few times on the movie where the B battery just stopped connecting, and I'm not sure what was, oh, look. It's at 0% now. And I know that this is up, and then it just jumped all the way back up to 78%. So that's one of the issues I've been having, and it's only happened with the B battery. A battery's been fine the whole time. Next thing, this is annoying. So I like to have this as my master node, right? I want everything to sync to this because that's what's running into my mixer. Well, every time I power all this off, it automatically sets the slate as the master node, and I have to go over here and then set this as master node, and there we go. Now it's the master, but as soon as I turn all this off and back on, the slate will be the master node again. I'd also like it that if I could just jam this one and have all three of these just like jam as soon as they're powered on to this one, that would be awesome. Yeah, the on-off door slides open too easily, and though I don't think it ever actually got flipped off, I just don't like how easy this is to open. I feel like there should be almost like a latch of some sort, kind of like this, where it just feels like you have to intentionally open this. There was plenty of times where I'd walk by and I'd see it like this, and I was not a fan of that. Now to one of the bigger issues I had is that this was off on timecode a couple of times. I think 3 times actually, during our movie. It somehow ended up a couple of seconds ahead of everything else, and I'm not sure what caused it. It might have been a low battery thing, but even still, like, it's kind of frustrating when you like look at it and you're like, wait, it's almost on, but it's just like slightly off. I'm not sure exactly how that happened. I've never had that happen with my Deity, but that's kind of stressful. Maybe it's something that can be fixed in a firmware update. One of the other issues I noticed is the battery on this, which, like I said, lasts a long time. However, when it hit about 30% on both batteries, because they move pretty consistently together, I know that it was about 30% at the beginning of the day, but it died somehow before lunch from 30%. So I'm not sure what battery percentage this does just totally lose power and just stop working, but when it starts hitting about 30%, you're pretty close to needing to change it right around then. So keep that in mind. And the last thing about this is there was more Velcro on here to begin with. And I'm going to peel this off so you can see it. Which thankfully this faceplate has been pretty resilient to like the adhesive peeling off any of the texture or anything. But if you notice here, if it happens on this side, it just about pulls the faceplate off of this thing. And, you know, obviously this isn't really something you're supposed to have on your slate anyway. ACs love doing this though. But there it is. Yeah, this faceplate kind of comes off when you pull off the Velcro, which I pulled a lot of Velcro off my Deity, and this has never happened. So this is kind of stressful. I mean, it snaps back in and it's fine, but again, it's kind of worrying for that to happen. I kind of wish it was a little more sealed in there somehow, but you know, whatever, not a big deal. But yeah, that's like my main things with the slate. And let's move on to the app. I'm not a huge fan of this app. It's not bad, don't get me wrong, but there's a few things that kind of bother me. And let's start with the first one, right? I already mentioned it earlier, syncing all of them. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And yeah, you see, 1 out of 4. I'm not sure, I'm pretty close to the same place as all of them, but that happens a lot. I hate that. Another thing I'm not a huge fan about is the user bits, right? Well, say I wanted to change the user bits, right? You go in here, and I want it to have the date so I can easily find this in my metadata. So December 1st, 2022. Great. I put that on my master node. Now, unfortunately, it's only on this one. So to put it on the other boxes, which I like to do, I have to literally go through all of these. And for some reason, these two boxes specifically always change the setting of the user bit dates. I always want it this way, and it constantly changes it to this. I'm not sure why. But yeah, you have to do this on every one of them. And like, sure, it's not a lot of time, but it can be frustrating when you're like, say, you guys are closer to rolling than you were expecting. This kind of sucks. I hate doing this. Next, if I could offer a solution, it should be right under sync all. This should be sync time, and then there should be sync date user bits, and then like master send. So it just sends it to everything at the same time. Everything's on the same page. Please add that. And the last thing I'd like to talk about is the user bits on my Nova. If you remember, I'm having timecode sent from my Deity box into my Nova. So it's getting its user bits from this. If you can see the screen, it says 22/01/12. It's December 1st. I'd rather have it month, day, year. It's just how I've always done it. So let's update that on the app. So we go to the app. Hopefully you can see this. Click on that. Click on settings. Interesting. Right here it says 12/01/22. That's how I'd like it. That's what it's saying here, but strange. Well, let's try the other options. You click that. Now it's saying 22/12/01. That's not right. Okay, let's do this. 01/12/22. Okay, so none of these are doing what I want it to do. Sorry, I don't know if you could read that. But the numbers are just in some different order than what it's saying here. It's probably just a bug, but please fix that. And the other thing, which this is more about this, one of my mixer friends, Derek Seppi, he was working with the Alexa 35, I believe, and this just would not jam it for some reason. I'm not sure if it was a one-time thing or if it was more the whole shoot and had to use tentacles, but he used a tentacle and it worked, but this just would not jam it. I haven't had any experiences with these not jamming anything, but just a warning that it's a possibility specifically with the Alexa 35. Let me know if you have any other suggestions for firmware updates or like issues you're having. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. All right, thanks. Bye.